Well, I wanted to just go back a little bit here with you guys. You said this is you said yourselves the biggest match of your career coming up, but it's been a long journey. Both of you have been a part of the New Japan system in one way or another for years. So, Phantasmo, for you, I know it started a little bit with Rev Pro. You had a couple of matches when New Japan came over to England, and you appeared on those, and then boom, in 2019, you're in Best of Super Juniors. Can you tell us a little bit about how you and New Japan came to be on each other's radar? How you got your first run there? How did that all come together?
Yeah, it was all thanks to Rev Pro. I moved from Canada, went to England, had no bookings in England except through Rev Pro through Kyle O'Reilly, who got me that first match against David Starr, and then just kept grinding and hustling. And then I remember New Japan came over for like a super strong style tour in England, and they did the first night in Milton Keynes, and then they did the second night in Manchester. And I wasn't on the first one, but I was on the second one, and it was like a four-way with me, David Starr, Taiji Ishimori, and Tiger Mask. And I kind of showed up, did the rope walk moonsault, did a coast to coast, got my shit in, as Brian Cage would say, and I think kind of got some big reactions from that big crowd that had never seen me before, which I think definitely turned a couple heads backstage. But that was also at the time that like Kushida just left New Japan and NXT UK was starting, so a lot of the UK guys were going to NXT UK, and it was just kind of like the right place at the right time that New Japan needed a new junior, and they have the alliance with Rev Pro, and I've was a loyal Rev Pro guy in my time in England, and then they gave me a match with El Desperado at York Hall that was a lot of fun, and then they gave me the British J Cup with Liger, and my biggest thing was like, let's just not hurt Liger and let's take care of him and have fun, and then ended up winning the whole tournament, which was crazy, and then then I kind of felt like, oh, they were kind of testing me, and they sent Rocky to wrestle me. They just kept slowly sending guys to see if I could hang with them. And, the whole reason of leaving Canada going to the UK was to show that I could wrestle the best wrestlers in the world at a top level. And, right place, right time that they offered me a deal.
Well, it shows. I'm sorry, it shows the faith they had in you, because you look at the names you just listed, the people you wrestled very early in your New Japan run, some of the very best they had, some of the all-time legends. So they must have felt comfortable with you right away, and that's testament to the way you did show up, like you said.
Yeah, well, it's also funny that they originally only offered me like a 3-month deal to do the Best of Super Juniors and maybe Super Junior Tag League, but that was also right as AEW was starting, and I wrestled Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan was there, and they offered me a deal to go to AEW. But that was before anybody kind of knew what it was, and then I was fucking went from one day being an unknown indie wrestler in the UK to have multiple contracts offers. And at the end of the day, New Japan asked first, and that's what my decision came down to. Was they asked first, they wanted me first. Yeah, it was funny that I was texting Cody Rhodes on WhatsApp, and then he didn't respond. And then I was like, Cody, like I kind of like need to talk to you, and he didn't respond. And then Rocky got the Japanese visa, and then they're like, hey, we want you in Bullet Club. I was like, shit, I can't say no to that. And then but like, if you ever talk to Cody, he's like, oh, I've only ever used WhatsApp for one person, because like I don't have like iMessage or anything. And like that was like the funny story that Tony Khan was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, well, he didn't respond to me on WhatsApp. And then he fucking called Cody backstage in front of everybody. He's like, what's going on with ELP? And I was like, dude, like you didn't respond on WhatsApp. He's like, oh shit, I don't, like you're the only person I talked to on WhatsApp, so we forgot to check it. And, it's kind of, it was kind of funny story.
Right place, right time, like you said.